to the play course as part of the Martial Arts and Children's Development course with the Cognitive Kali program. This is the last section in this bundle of courses, and it's, to me, one of the most important. Play is often misunderstood as something that's not necessary. It's not very serious, therefore we shouldn't give it much time. And we see this in education curriculums throughout the world where recess or playtime is being reduced and taken away. And that's potentially devastating to a child's development. Play is where children learn conflict resolution, emotional control, response inhibition. They learn how to deal with the world themselves as opposed to being guided through it. Because at some point they're going to have to deal with the world themselves. And it's really important that they have this time to do it. Sometimes we think we are doing play and we're not. Especially in the Western world, we have a lot of structured activity with purpose. That we're like, right, we're going to go play this game. Or I'm going to go play a game of this with a friend. And that's not actually play. One of the key definitions that I've been using for many years now is from Article 31 from the United Nations on the rights of a child to play. And there's lots of things that have to kind of be in place before the activity can be considered play. You know, zero purpose, free from social harm, a clean environment, a feeling of safety, the ability to do things outside, to interact with culture and heritage of your indigenous people. All of these things are really important when it comes to play. So you may think the play is happening even during recess, and it might be for some in some kids programs, in some schools, but it might not be for others because of these very particular parameters. So as the supervisors, the facilitators, the instructors, it's our responsibility to ensure that we get some playtime to our kids. Now, it would be easy to say, well, no, that's not what my program's about. And it could not be, and that's fine. But I'd like everyone to consider that when you get kids coming into your program, you often don't know what's going on outside of when they're with you. When they're with you, that might be the only opportunity they have to maybe run around free even for just 5 minutes before class starts. And that's a really important thing. Maybe the rest of their day and every single day is fully structured, and they don't often get a chance to just be themselves and laugh and run and be with friends. And again, might not be your responsibility to provide that, but it is a key piece of a child's development. So if you can incorporate it into your program, that would be really important. Free play versus structured play. As you'll hear Guru Alvin talk about, sometimes it's not a good idea to just let your kids run wild in your facility. You know, it's a business, things get broken, emotions get high and things like that. So just complete free play might not work for your program. So a little bit of structure there can still work. You can still get the majority of those play factors incorporated even with some structure. And that comes down to how you supervise it. And supervise it more than guide it, more than instruct it. You give some parameters. Okay, you've got to stay on the mats. You can only use these toys, equipment, balls, whatever, and, you know, don't get too crazy, and I'll bring it down. The supervision is like, okay, calm down a little bit, okay, Billy's hurt. There's an adult there to make sure things stay within the parameters, but outside of those or inside of those parameters, play is still occurring. And it's important to have the person supervising, facilitating that, to be knowledgeable of what play is and what to look out for. Make sure there's no cliques going on, no people are left out, that there's no bullying, whether it's physical or emotional. Those are important things to make sure that are not happening in your program. One of the things that mentions in the UN article is the playing outside, and I think it's a great idea, especially after this pandemic that we've gone through in 2021, to get kids outside and playing. And I've noticed that in kids who come into different kids programs that I've been involved with, is that they're usually the unruly child and they're running around and they're hyperactive, right? Maybe they just need a big space to run around in, and maybe you can provide that. Maybe every month you go, right, field trip, we're going to go to the local park and we're going to play a couple of games before coming back to the gym and doing our curriculum or whatever. If you have the opportunity to do that, and not everyone does, then that's fantastic. Outside environment, large open space, ability to run and kind of get a little bit wild with those parameters if needed to be there for supervision. And that's going to be really important for some children because they might not be getting it elsewhere. So I'm going to repeat it. Play is essential. There's lots of studies out there about the animal world, the animal kingdom, and how, especially in the predatory world, they learn to hunt through play. And if they don't get that play, they often don't survive in the wild, because that's so essential for the hunting, but also the escaping as well. So play, we know in the mammalian world, is really, really important, and that's no different for our kids. And to be honest, now that we understand neuroplasticity, it's no different for us as adults to get some fun playtime in as well. And it's even rarer for us to do. I can't remember the last time I experienced that kind of playful feeling in some activity that I was doing. But it is very important for our cognitive development, for neurogenesis, for neuroplasticity, conflict resolution, emotional regulation, resilience, creativity, imagination. It's really just so important. It's why I left this course till the last and put, to be honest, a lot more resources. You'll see a lot of my talks, a lot of my articles on play in this course, because it's a topic close to my heart. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can take some ideas and incorporate more play into your program, and your kids have a great time, and that improves their cognitive development. Take care.